episode. Hi, Robin Forster here with Feel So Alive, and this program is brought to you by Feel So Alive Informed. And just to let you know, I'll be looking down at my notes now and then because we have an exceptional speaker on today, and I want to make sure that we cover everything because she's got some great tidbits for her, or for us from her. But I just wanted to let you know a little bit about me, and my passions include health and wellness. And that includes my health and wellness, your health and wellness, and also the planet's health and wellness. And I'm also fascinated by aging gracefully because it doesn't always feel that way. And as a solo entrepreneur, I'm a little bit of a productivity geek. So some of that may spill out, but just so that you know. And I hope that you enjoy our program and that you like our YouTube channel and that you go to our Facebook, Feel So Alive Marketing Group, and sign up there. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Sheila Morgan, who is a life coach and a little something more. So, Sheila, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, that would be awesome.
Great. Thank you, Robin. I'm really so grateful that you've asked me to be on here. It's an honor. Let's see. Look, I was born in maybe not that far back.
Yeah, maybe not quite that far back.
Yeah. So I am a life coach, and I really love helping people with their relationships. I help people who are, they're frustrated with the people that they care about the most, and they want to have that connection and that love, and they're just not feeling it right now. It's just anger and frustration, especially it seems like lately, right? We're all just kind of like crammed in with the people that we love, and we're discovering things about ourselves, and all of those things are coming up now. And little known fact about me, I'm on my third marriage. Yeah. And what I discovered is that the things that I had been doing in my previous marriages, I started doing in this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So was that like a light bulb moment for you?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. So that just like puts it right out there, right? That there were some things I needed to discover. And so that really, I'd been on a path of self-discovery since my second divorce in '04, and had started reading things. And the book that really got me was the book Mindset by Carol Dweck.
Okay.
And it talks about people who have a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Yeah. And when you have a fixed mindset, it means that you believe that you're as smart as you're ever going to be, you're as good as you're ever going to be, that you can't grow, you can't get any better, and this is just how it is, and that's just how you are. But if you have a growth mindset, you come at things from a place of, I can work hard, I can take some risks, I can do new things, I can learn, I can grow, and it just opens up the possibilities. And the idea behind the book was that you can teach yourself to have a growth mindset. And that's when I discovered I had a fixed mindset. I'm a perfectionist who always got straight A's in grade school and then hit junior high and high school and almost flunked out.
Oh, okay.
Because as soon as I started having problems, I quit because things got hard.
And with your fixed mindset, you knew how it was supposed to be, right? That part of
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Things were supposed to be easy. It wasn't supposed to be hard. And then once it hit the hard part, I didn't know that you could just dig in and keep going, and that working through things was how you learned. I thought that meant I was stupid and incapable. And I began to develop like a really negative self-esteem. And that showed up.
I have a feeling you're not the only one who went through that same situation and came out with a negative. So then what did you do? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
so
that's
what did you
great.
do then?
Yeah, so I just kept reading, kept looking into things. And at the time I was working for Weyerhaeuser, and which is, as you know, like male dominated. And I always felt like I had to prove myself, and I was always going to be held down. all of that. So I worked really hard. I was a really good employee. I took on different kinds of projects. I did all kinds of things there. And, but I was always afraid to like truly step up and become a leader there. I didn't realize that I was a leader in the roles that I was in. I never would admit that to myself. And I actually had a boss ask me if I was interested in becoming a supervisor, and I said, hell no, I'm not. No way, no, thank you.
You know,
Yeah.
Sheila, we should probably stop for a second here. And for those folks who are not in Eugene, Oregon, which is where you and I both are, to
Mm-hmm.
let them know that the Northwest has always been a center of timber and, logging and that kind of thing. And that's Weyerhaeuser's international company. And you were working in one of the mills, which has always been male dominated. And that's just kind of how it is. And to be a female there is really, really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And,
really,
and so
really
just to give a little context for those folks who are not from this area who are going to be watching us on the replay, so that they'll have a sense of you were the only person there. And so it was a little weird.
yeah. So yeah, there was about 200 and some people. So there was other women, but there weren't that many. Yeah. So yeah. So fast forward my career there, and the last in the last several years, I was wanting to, like, I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to get away. I wanted to create my own thing. So first I literally quit and I moved to Chicago for a year. And I
Oh, I
thought,
didn't
wow,
know
this will
that.
make my life great. And so I lived there for a year. I wasn't any happier in Chicago. My relationship there, we'd been dating for 2 years before I moved there, and it just didn't work out. It just, knowing now, I was, the same patterns were playing out for us there. And then so I came back, went back to Weyerhaeuser, went back to my same job that I
Well,
had
you
when
should
I
tell
left.
people what your hours were, because that makes it even more bizarre.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there's this one shift that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 2 in the afternoon until like 3 in the morning. It's a 13-hour, 3 days a week. And then there's another shift where you start at 3:30 in the morning and you don't get off until like 2:30 in the afternoon. I mean, it's crazy, crazy shifts. They don't even have a day shift now for the production crew. There's no, you work Friday through Monday, or you work nights. So it's just crazy. And I was a journeyman saw filer. I was a forklift driver. I was a cleanup. I was all those jobs. But a few years ago, I had developed my self confidence, and I had worked with a coach who helped me see that I was holding myself back.
Oh.
And I applied for and got the team leader position. I don't have a college degree, even though it says it's required. I got the job. Yeah, so my last couple of years there, I was a production supervisor. I had a crew of men, and I learned how to have great relationship with. I got to where I could tell my crew, "I love you guys," and they got to where it was normal for their boss to say, "I love you." Yeah,
I hope that people listening to this really realize in a male dominated world, for you to be their boss, I mean, number one, that's just really hard for a lot of men to deal with. And then, no offense to the men watching this, but, and then to be able to supervise them and then to have a good relationship with them. I mean, the sense of that I get is that for men and or women that are trying to figure out how to get along with men and or women, your experience puts you in a very unique position to be able to really guide them as to, yeah, let me do some coaching with you to help you because you can get to that place that you're trying to get to.
yeah.
Is that kind of,
Yeah. Yeah, the
yeah,
coaching helped me see that it didn't matter what my crew thought of me if I was showing love to them. And at work, I think of love as I wish you well. I hope that you're successful. I want good things for you. Right? Whereas, personal relationships, love is love.
yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of personal relationships and kind of keeping an eye on the time, because I know you have other commitments today, what are some tips or some gifts that you can give to folks to help them with a relationship? And please don't forget to tell us about your Facebook, because the title of that cracks me up. And then you said that you're developing a webinar that'll be coming out soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So
my Facebook group is called Make Love, Not Drama, and it's free to join and it's open to both men and women. So it's not an exclusive women's only kind of thing. It's open to anyone who's dealing with things in their relationship. They want to learn how to have better relationships, right? It's not just for partners, or it's not any, yeah, it's just open. So yeah, so the three things that I want to share is, like, first of all, you have to commit to love. If you want to have a great relationship, you got to love the person. And like I said, whether at work it's just wishing somebody good things and wishing them well, or at home, like really loving somebody, because we're loving human beings and they're not perfect and they're going to do things. And so we have to start there. And it always starts with loving yourself. And that's what I learned, is I had to start with loving myself. And then the next is to stop trying to control other people.
what? I can't make them
What?
do what I think they should do? What?
Right? Yeah. So it's like we have an operating manual, and in that is like all the rules of how other people are supposed to behave, right? Like I have a rule for traffic. Like when you're in traffic and you need to use your turn signal. You there in the blue pickup that I don't know you, and you don't cut me off. We have all these rules. And the thing about the manual is that we want people to follow it, and they don't even know what's in it. They don't even know what we have in it. So yeah, so that's the next thing, is like, stop trying to control people. I have what I call the GAP rule. It's grown-ass people, GAP, are gonna do what they're gonna do. So the GAP rule. And then the third thing is to be responsible for yourself 100%. And what that means is, if you're taking care of yourself and you're creating boundaries for yourself, it's up to you to protect those boundaries. Other people are not going to protect your boundaries. It's like, I tell people that it's like you built a fence and then your neighbor mows it down and then you don't rebuild it and you just let them keep mowing, right? And then eventually they're mowing into your yard, and then eventually they build a fence and it's like 20 feet in on your property, right? So a boundary is like our fence, and we have to maintain that.
Excellent. And keeping an eye on the clock. This is such good information, though. Um, do you want to mention your webinar real quickly?
Yeah. So I'm setting up a webinar. It's going to be on, I'm looking at my wall calendar, June 10th. Wow, we're already into June. Yeah, it's going to be June 10th. And so I'm not sure when this video is going to get out, but I'm going to have information on it on my Facebook page, my business page of Sheila Morgan Coaching. And I'll have it on my personal page. I'll have it in my Facebook group, Make Love Not Drama. And I think I'll be able to get it on Instagram as well. And that's Sheila Morgan Coaching as well.
Excellent. Well, Sheila, thank you so much. This has been wonderful, and I just wish that we had more time, because I think that there's so much more that you could share to help make everyone's lives just a little bit more peaceful.
Thanks, Robin. I'm glad to be here.